Sumner Murray Redstone is an American businessman and is a media magnate. He is the majority owner and chairman of the board of the National Amusements theater chain. Through National Amusements, Sumner Redstone and his family are majority owners of CBS Corporation and Viacom, and are equal partners in MovieTickets.com. According to Forbes, as of March 2014, he is worth $6.2 billion. Early life and education: Sumner was born to a Jewish family in Boston, Massachusetts, to Belle and Michael Rothstein. In 1940, his father changed the family surname from Rothstein to Redstone. Michael Rothstein owned Northeast Theatre Corporation in Massachusetts, the forerunner of National Amusements, and the Boston branch of the Latin Quarter nightclub. Redstone attended the Boston Latin School, from which he graduated first in his class. In 1944, he graduated from Harvard College, where he completed the studies for his baccalaureate in 3 years. Later, Redstone served as first lieutenant in the United States Army during World War II with a team that decoded Japanese messages. After this military service, he worked in Washington, D.C., and attended Georgetown University Law School. He transferred to Harvard Law School and received his LL.B. in 1947. After completing law school, Redstone served as Special Assistant to U.S. Attorney General Tom C. Clark and then worked for the United States Department of Justice Tax Division in Washington, D.C. and San Francisco, and thereafter entered private practice. In 1954, he joined his father's theater chain, National Amusements, and in 1967, he became CEO of the company. As the company grew, Redstone came to believe that content would become more important than distribution mechanisms. Channels of distribution would always exist, but content would always be essential. He invested in Columbia Pictures, 20th Century Fox, Orion Pictures, and Paramount Pictures, all of which turned over huge profits when he chose to sell their stock in the early 1980s. In 1979, he suffered severe burns in a fire at the Copley Plaza Hotel, in Boston, but survived after 30 hours extensive surgery at Massachusetts General Hospital. Though he was warned that he might never be able to live a normal life, 8 years later he was fit enough to insist on playing tennis nearly every day and to launch a hostile takeover of Viacom. Career: Viacom. Looking for a new business venture, he set his sights on Viacom International, a company which he had already been buying stock in as an investment and was a spin-off of CBS in 1971 after the FCC ruled that television networks could not syndicate programs following their network run. Viacom syndicated most of CBS's in-house productions, but also made a lot of money from syndicating other programs, including most of Kazi Werner Productions' shows, as well as syndicating shows for other companies, and cable channels were two examples. Viacom also owned MTV Networks, which owned MTV and Nickelodeon. In addition, other properties included Showtime Networks and the Movie Channel. Viacom acquired MTV Networks in 1985 for $550 million from Steve Ross Warner Communications. After a 4-month hostile takeover in 1987, Redstone won voting control of Viacom and led a series of acquisitions to make Viacom one of the top players in modern media along with Bertelsmann, News Corporation, Time Warner, Sony, Disney, and NBC Universal. Paramount Pictures. Redstone's next acquisition was the purchase of Paramount Communications, parent of Paramount Pictures, in 1993. He engaged in a bidding war with Barry Diller and John Malone, and had to raise his bid 3 times. Some say that Redstone overpaid, but after he shed certain assets the Madison Square Garden properties to Charles Dolan's Cablevision and Simon & Schuster's educational publishing units to Pearson plc for almost $4 billion, Redstone turned Viacom's expenditure into a substantial profit. Under Redstone's leadership, Paramount went on an almost 10-year streak of record performance, producing such films as Saving Private Ryan, Titanic, Braveheart, and Forrest Gump, and the creation of the hugely successful Mission: Impossible series of pictures. Redstone replaced the team of Jonathan Dolgen and Sherry Lansing in 2004 after their 9-year winning streak ended. Along with the strong slate of films they oversaw, Dolgen and Lansing unregistered trademark S accomplishments included, doubling the size of Paramount's music publishing division, Famous Music. Expanding UCI cinemas into 13 foreign countries. Creating the Digital Cinema Initiative's standards body for the new digital film technology. Introducing the DVD. And launching the UPN network. The current Paramount Pictures consists only of the movie studio, the other groups having been sold or parceled out to other divisions. Since arriving at Paramount in 2005, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer Brad Grey has led a return to fortune at the box office. He has overseen the creation or revitalization of several major franchises, including Transformers, Star Trek and Paranormal Activity. Paramount has also forged productive relationships with top-tier filmmakers and talent including J.J. Abrams, Michael Bay and Martin Scorsese. The 2010 Paramount slate achieved much success with Shutter Island and A True Grit remake, reaching the biggest box office totals in the storied careers of Martin Scorsese and the Coen brothers, respectively. In addition, during Grier's unregistered trademark S tenure, Paramount launched its own worldwide releasing arm, Paramount Pictures International, and has released acclaimed films such as An Inconvenient Truth, Up in the Air, and There Will Be Blood. The Paramount acquisition was only the tip of the iceberg. He purchased Blockbuster Entertainment, which included Aaron Spelling's production company and a huge library of films, much of which has been merged into Paramount Pictures. Blockbuster has now been spun off into its own independent entity. Redstone acquired CBS Corporation in 2000 and then spun it off as a separate company in 2005, taking with it all of Paramount's television shows and catalog. Following the CBS and Blockbuster spin-offs, Viacom consists of MTV Networks, Music Publishing and Paramount Pictures. In December 2005, Redstone announced that Paramount had agreed to buy DreamWorks SKG for an estimated $1.6 billion. The acquisition was completed on February 1, 2006. A subsequent financing brought Viacom's investment down to $700 million. The animation studio, DreamWorks Animation, was not included in the deal as it has been its own company since late 2004. However, Paramount now has the rights to distribute films by DreamWorks Animation. On June 1, 2012, Paramount Pictures renamed the administration building on the studio lot the Sumner Redstone Building in a dedication ceremony attended by employees of Paramount Pictures and Viacom. CBS, one of Redstone's largest acquisitions, came in the form of Viacom's former parent, CBS. Former Viacom president and COO Mel Karmazin proposed a merger to Redstone on favorable terms, and after the merger completed in 2000, Viacom had some of the most diversified businesses imaginable. Viacom had assets in the form of broadcast networks, cable television networks, pay television, radio, outdoor advertising, motion pictures, and television production, and King World Productions, among others. After CBS and Viacom split in late 2005, Redstone remained chairman of both companies. Succession: Redstone's trusts make it clear that his daughter, Shari Redstone, is set to assume his role upon his death. However, a November 22, 2006, New York Times article indicated that Redstone was reconsidering his daughter's role. In 2007, they feuded publicly over issues of corporate governance and the future of the cinema chain. Documents have recently been made public which verify that, as part of a settlement from Sumner's first divorce, all of Sumner's stock is in irrevocable trusts that will be left for his grandchildren. On March 1, 2010, Sumner publicly announced that all of his stock will be left for his grandchildren. Redstone made arrangements to step down as CEO of Viacom in 2006. After Mel Karmazin resigned in 2004, two heirs apparent were named, co-president and co-COO Leslie Moonves and co-president and co-COO Tom Freston. Since the Viacom split, Moonves has headed CBS, and Freston had headed the new Viacom, Incorporated. When Moonves was promoted to co-president and co-COO with Tom Freston, There was speculation that he was on the short list of executives to replace Michael Eisner at the Walt Disney Company, whose contract expired in 2006. Redstone has confirmed publicly in Vanity Fair that he originally offered the position only to Freston, who initially turned it down and later relented when Redstone made it clear he was going to ask moves next. On September 5, 2006, Redstone removed Tom Freston as president and CEO of Viacom and replaced him with director and former Viacom counsel Philippe Dorman. He also brought back former CFO Tom Dooley. This was surprising to many, as Freston had been seen by many as Redstone's heir apparent and that Redstone touted that Freston would run the company after he retired. Redstone publicly stated that he let Freston go because of Viacom's lack of aggressiveness in the digital online arena, lack of contact with investors, and a lackluster upfront at MTV Networks. The company split was approved by the Viacom board on June 14, 2005. Holdings: currently, Redstone owns over 70% of the voting interest of Viacom. Viacom and CBS Corporation are both controlled by Redstone through National Amusements. Redstone sold his holdings of Midway Games, of over 89%, in December 2008. Books: Redstone's autobiography, A Passion to Win, was published in 2001 by Viacom's Simon & Schuster. This book details everything from Redstone's life as a young boy in Boston to the difficult takeover of Viacom and the problems he overcame in purchasing and managing both Blockbuster Video and Paramount Pictures. The book also recounts the legendary CBS merger. Viacom's broadcasting properties at the time of A Passion to Win's release included several radio stations and 2 TV stations, WBZ-CBS4, which had just become a CBS O&O through a merger with Westinghouse 4 years before Viacom and CBS merged, and WSB-KUPN 38 in Redstone's hometown, Boston. Political views: a longtime Democratic supporter, with a history of donating to many Democratic campaigns, including regular donations to the late Ted Kennedy, John Kerry, and former Senate Majority Leader Tom Daskal, Redstone endorsed Republican George W. Bush over Kerry in the 2004 presidential election, allegedly because he argued that Bush would be better for his company and the economy. Despite this public endorsement, he donated money to Kerry during the primaries. Philanthropy: Sumner Redstone has contributed over $150 million, nearly 1.7% of his estimated net worth, to various philanthropic causes. In April 2007, Sumner M. Redstone announced a commitment of $105 million in charitable grants to fund research and patient care advancements in cancer and burn recovery at 3 major non-profit healthcare organizations. The cash contributions of $35 million each will be paid out over 5 years to Faster Cures, the Center for Accelerating Medical Solutions, based in Washington, D.C. The Cedars-Sinai Prostate Cancer Center in Los Angeles, California. And the Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston, Massachusetts. Over the last few years, Redstone has contributed $1.5 million to the Global Poverty Project. He has given millions of dollars to the Cambodian Children's Fund, a non-profit program that provides a wide range of critical health and educational services to impoverished and abused children in the capital city of Phnom Penh. Redstone's contribution will be used to create the Sumner M. Redstone Child Rescue Center, a standalone facility scheduled to open during the fall of 2007 for children 5 to 16. In early 2010, Autism Speaks announced that Sumner Redstone made a $1 million donation to be applied to scientific research into autism's causes, improved treatments, and, ultimately, its cures. Part of the gift will support Autism Speaks programs for children, adults, and families. While Redstone has supported Autism Speaks since 2007, this is his largest gift to date. In July 2010, Redstone donated $24 million to the Keck School of Medicine of the University of Southern California to support cancer research. In September 2012, Redstone donated $18 million to the Boston University School of Law. The gift will, in part, fund the construction of a new building to be named after him. Since October 2012, Redstone has donated a total of $350,000 to the Go campaign, which funds projects in 21 countries with a focus on helping orphans and other needy children. In May 2013, Redstone donated $1 million to Literacy Incorporated, a grassroots literacy organization in New York City. In January 2014, it was reported that Redstone had donated $10 million to Harvard Law School for public interest fellowships. The gift was the largest charitable contribution ever to the law school in support of public service. The money supports students who work in public interest positions after graduation. Personal life: in 1947, he married Phyllis Gloria Raphael. In 1999, they divorced. They had 2 children, Shari Redstone and Brent Redstone. 3 years after his divorce, he married Paula Fortunato, a former primary school teacher 39 years his junior. Sumner Redstone filed for divorce from her on October 17, 2008. Their divorce was finalized on January 22, 2009. Redstone owns a house in the Beverly Park area of Beverly Hills, California, which he purchased in 2002 for $14,500,000. In July 2010, Redstone was caught on tape, trying to find the source of an apparently embarrassing leak within his own MTV. Redstone offered money and protection to a journalist if he would give up his source. Apparently Mr. Redstone had been pushing MTV management to give more airtime to a girl band called the Electric Barbarellas. On the message, Redstone tells the reporter that "We're not going to kill the source," adding "We just want to talk to him." The 87-year-old Redstone also tells the reporter he will be well rewarded and well protected if he gives up the source. Peter Lorre told NBC's Today Show Wednesday he wouldn't do it. Viacom Incorporated spokesman, Carl Falter, confirmed to Today that it was Redstone's voice on the message and said the mogul had made a mistake. A Viacom source tells the Post today, "Sumner wants to be consequential. Sumner is really proud of what he did. This guy's loving it. He likes people to know he's still alive." References. Further reading: A Letter, Ken, The Highwayman, Harvest Books, 1998. ISBN 0-15-600573-5. Sumner's Fall, Redstone's Firing Costs Him $113 million by Tim Arango, New York Post, September 7, 2006.